Oh my God, I wish I had that 3 horsepower. Driving me crazy. I think I'm going to go right to a skip stage 1, skip stage 2. I'm going to go right to a stage 3 where when I ride the road glide. That was nice. Get on a Harley Davidson cruiser bike. You're not trying to pass everyone. You're enjoying the moment. You're in the moment, you're enjoying the moment, and you want to savor the moment. Harley Davidson is a preeminent cruiser motorcycle. Fat Boy was in the motorcycle movie ever, Terminator 2, T2. Okay, Marauders, welcome back to the channel. This is the first impressions ride of the Gray Ghost. No angle looks bad on this bike, or in my opinion on the standard Fat Boy. Let's give you a start. The exhaust on the bike I think the exhaust is excellent. I don't want it any louder. I can listen to music. You'll pick up a little bit. Little explanation. I have to tell you, I have to tip my helmet down to see the speedometer. I wanted to give you the first impressions on the bike. I wanted to do a video with my first impressions of the bike, riding it. Couple modifications I've done to the motorcycle. Of course, I got my quad lock, phone mount. I took up half the preload on the rear shock, and it makes a big difference. So I'll give you my dimensions so you can understand the preload. So I weigh out of the shower 240 pounds. I'm 6 foot, maybe 2, 33, 34 foot inseam, 35 inch waist, 49 and a half, 50 inch chest. I'd say I'm a hunk of beef sitting on this bike. Let me turn the cruise on. So it had no preload when I picked it up, either did the Fat Boy when I rode it at American Harley Davidson. Big shout out to them, Gio and Joe and Brandon, for getting this bike set up for me to take. Putting the preload in the I liked the suspension before. I knew I had to add preload to it. Adding the preload really makes this bike super comfortable. It may have a nicer ride than my CVO Road Glide. It really may have a better ride. I really like the ride of a Softail. I like the way they handle. I added the preload, and I love the preload on the bike. By the way, I have an Insta360 X5 camera that I like to use during these videos, and I never seem to get the camera angle right. Hopefully that angle's right. I always try to give you a little bit of front end on the bike. I don't know how that's going to work. Oh, people are passing me. One thing that's also changed a little bit on the bike, the dealer demo bike that I rode, these bars were canted down a little bit, like buckhorn or ram horn style. They and I thought I need bar risers forward. They rotated the bars up, and I only put like 20 miles on this bike. So they rotated the bars up, and I am much more comfortable with the bars. I do not need bar risers. I love these big, thick chrome bars on the bike. I just love it. And you probably hate the wind noise I'm getting through my helmet, so I'll shut my visor. I'm going 55 miles an hour, 54 miles an hour, and this bike is, you can see this has 3 less horsepower than a standard Fat Boy 2025 Fat Boy. It has 3 less power because of the air cleaner. I've ridden the bike maybe 20-25 miles. Do I notice that it has less horsepower? Oh my God, I wish I had that 3 horsepower. Driving me crazy. I think I'm going to go right to a skip stage 1, skip stage 2. I'm going to go right to a stage 3. Not on your life. I think it's fine with 101 horsepower. I am very satisfied with the exhaust on it. I can hear my Cardo music in my helmet. No issue whatsoever. Very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. Cruising along at 55 miles an hour. The ride is superb. It's excellent. So they're working on a bridge up here. Seem to be working on bridges in my town. I am in sport mode. Roars. Rider position for me. I'll do a pose for you. Pick you up on a 360 camera. Rider position for me is very comfortable. I have to work on my posture. That's my age at 60 years old. It's not the bike. I gotta focus on my posture a little bit with it because my knees are higher. The seat is lower on this bike. My knees and feet are higher. My arms are lower than what they are on my Road Glide, or especially my Road Glide or any of my other bikes. So I do need to focus on my posture when I ride this bike. And in general, the seating position I think is very comfortable. I love the boards as opposed to the breakouts, forward control. I bought a heel shifter for the bike. I don't know if I'm going to put it on. For some reason, I have no problem with the forward shifter on this bike. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. The forward, just having a forward shifter and not having a heel shifter is fine. So seating position, I love it. I think that it's the reason why probably it sells. It's a better seller than the breakout is. Well, probably the smaller front tire is a little more maneuverable, and the seating position very comfortable. Sloppy turn. Engine, it's just got a nice, the exhaust has a nice rumble to it. It doesn't sound like the stock exhaust on the Road Glides. Many people say sounds like a sewing machine. I don't get that impression from this motorcycle at all, from the stock exhaust. I don't think it sounds like a sewing machine. I think it sounds beautiful. So I don't have that issue with the exhaust at all. I think it's got just enough rumble, and it's nice to have a rumble but be able to hear the music. And I wear earplugs when I ride, although I don't have to wear them when I ride the Road Glide. That was nice. Now for people going 2 miles an hour above the speed limit, that was nice of that person to do that. And I have cruise control on, so my speed isn't erratic. The exhaust is excellent. Wouldn't change it. I love the looks of the air intake, air cleaner. It seems like it has a very tiny air box. That's fine. I don't feel that I need the 3 extra horsepower that the standard Fat Boy has. This does, as you know, have 3 ride modes: rain, street, and sport. I'm in sport. I usually tend to like that on an open road. I'll click it up 1 more mile. I'll go 2 more miles an hour. Some people at the dealership were concerned that the finish, this chrome paint, this vapor deposit, I think they call it, that's done in a vacuum, this chrome look, and it is better than chrome, is going to have too much glare in the sunlight. I haven't found any issue with that whatsoever. I don't think it has too much glare at all. I think it's quite excellent. So I had, on a sunny day when I took it home from the dealership, no issue with the glare from the chrome-like tank whatsoever. So I would say this night is pretty doggone sunny, and I'm not having any issue tonight with glare, nor did I have any issue this afternoon when the sun was really the brightest on the bike with glare off the paint finish. It's fine. Oh, camera's about a foot off the ground. She's a buckaroo, all right. Was a movie Buckaroo Banzai? So I touched on meandering all over. I've had a busy, somewhat of a hectic night and a hectic day. So the engine performance is superb, and I think one of the competitors of this bike is the Triumph Rocket, which my brother has an older one, 180 horsepower cruiser bike. I have ridden it. I never posted the video on the ride I had on that bike. It's an excellent motorcycle. It's probably one of 2 Triumphs that I'm interested in. My turns are really sloppy tonight. Tough to do these after work. I'm going to leave it in second on this turn. And it's fine in second gear. Scrambler is an excellent motorcycle. It probably, no doubt, with 180 more horsepower than this motorcycle has, would it outperform it? Sure it would, no doubt about that. But man, it doesn't have the character of this motorcycle. It has a different character, but does not have a character of a big Harley Davidson V-twin. Just doesn't. These bikes are the Harley Davidson V-twins. These cruiser bikes are phenomenal. just phenomenal. And I heard someone say, who has a cruiser bike, they said when you get on a Harley Davidson cruiser bike, you're not trying to pass everyone. You're enjoying the moment. You're in the moment, you're enjoying the moment, and you want to savor the moment. Should I say that again? I just made that up. When you're on a Harley Davidson cruiser, you're enjoying the moment. You're in the moment, you're on the moment, you're savoring the moment. And that's what I find that's different from when I ride my other bikes and I ride the Harley Davidson, my Road Glide. It's a different experience. It doesn't mean that those other bikes are bad or lousy. It's just you feel calm. It feels like you're riding into history. I had a pretty good bumpity bump in the road, and that adding that preload really helped. Very, very nice. Indian, I would love. I haven't heard from Indian. I've contacted the local dealer about doing some videos. I'd love to do videos on Indian. I'll touch base with him again to try to ride an Indian comparable bike. And to note, a comparable Indian is air cooled. It's not, this is oil cooled, and Indian is air cooled. Do I have any chickens tonight? I don't see any chickens. So I have to stop at my favorite bridge and take a picture. These tires handle the steel grating on this bridge just fine. Where are the emergency? Ooh, I got emergency flashers. Are they on? Flashers are on. Let's put her in neutral. Okay. Let's get some pictures of the fat boy in front of this bridge. Hopefully no one will come up behind it and hit it. I'll jump off, grab some pictures. I'll see you back on the video. Well, I never sync the cameras. Hopefully that was enough to sync the cameras. Okay, we got some pictures. Cows, moo, moo cows. So I covered probably the two main competitors of this motorcycle. I'm not going to get into BMW or other brands. I really don't think that they're comparable. I think it's Indian. I think it's Indian, and I think it's a Triumph Scrambler. Not Scrambler, the Triumph Rocket. I'll post that video soon. U-turns with the bike in my brother's neighborhood. He wanted to shoot some video on my phone. He asked me if I wanted to take some video. I did that. You get used to the rear tire. You really got to lean it, I want to say, hard into a turn. So you have to lean it hard into a turn. Trying to get my bearings where to go. So you got to hit it hard into the burn, bank it hard, and keep leaning it into the turn. Some turns I actually shift my body weight on it, and it's fine. Ergonomically, the bar setup, now that they're raised up, is excellent. The mirror position is excellent. The field of view out of the mirrors, their location, the style of the mirror fits the bike. Not as exotic as a CVO mirror, but I think it's chrome mirror, the simple shape really works well with the bike. The visibility is excellent. The only time they vibrate is under acceleration, hard acceleration. Otherwise, the visibility, as you can see, is excellent on them. There is one road I ride on that's a little twistier than this in my area, and it'd be interesting to see if I touch the floorboards on that road. It's a really twisty road, but so far on this ride I think I have ample room on the lean angle the way I ride, where I'm not going to have a problem with the floorboards touching. So mirror position, handlebar ergonomics, I think is excellent. I do have to get used to the riding position. It is what it is. I think a lot of that is my posture and my age, and I just got to focus on it and I'll handle it. Also, I had a really hard workout this morning. So bar position ergonomics is, I think, very good befitting a cruiser style motorcycle. Look at this road. It just chugs down this road. Chugga. I know I can. I think I can. Oh, just a phenomenal ride. This turn up here is tight. Again, I'm in 5th gear, below 2,000 RPM. You just roll on the throttle and she's there. She's just there, and the suspension is so, I might firm it up even more. The suspension's phenomenal firmed up. You feel that tire on that turn. Oh yeah, you feel her wobble pulling on that tire on that turn. So you do feel the tire on turns, no doubt about it. She wants to fight you a little bit. But you get used to it. I feel I'm getting used to it, and I think it's part of the experience of riding the bike is learning how to manage the rear tire on the bike. And you know, it's the look of the rear tire is so mean, just vicious when you look at the tire. I have, guys, I'm a little lost and I'm loving it. Let me slow her down a little bit. I'm a little lost and I'm loving it. None of those bikes have the rear tire that this bike has on it, and I think this tire really makes this motorcycle. It really does. Not to mention the train nacelle around the front headlight, I think, is very cool. I'm going in the wrong direction. My personal opinion is Harley Davidson is a preeminent cruiser motorcycle. And if you're looking for a cruiser motorcycle, you have got to ride a Harley Davidson. If you ride it and don't like it, that's your choice. But if you're looking for a cruiser bike, you got to get on a Harley Davidson. They have so many of them to choose from. As far as I'm concerned, they invented the cruiser motorcycle. They certainly invented the Grand American Touring motorcycle. You got to get on a Harley Davidson, no doubt about it. And there's a price to pay, a premium to pay for a Harley Davidson. And this is not a touring motorcycle, although people try to make it into a touring motorcycle. It's a cruising motorcycle. And it's, you know, if you want to do 0 to 60 on it and beat on it, you can. She'll do it all day long, but it's just for enjoying the moment like I'm doing tonight, and I'm just getting distracted. I do have to get used to, part of my first impression, I have to get used to riding a Harley without a backrest. My Road Glide has a backrest that I really like, and it's that torque from the engine, especially in sport mode. It's that torque from that engine that will just, I tend to over grip the grips on the bike, countering for the torque, and I should probably lean more forward to counter the torque of the bike. That may be a better riding style on it. Lean forward on it to counter the torque. And that potato sound of that engine, she just has it. Let me click up into 6 and we'll just lug her. She's just awesome. Balance on the bike, I would say, is, I have to get used to it. It's okay. Not like my BMWs or my KTM 990 Duke, but she's pretty good. The ride, not a Honda Goldwing ride, no it isn't, but I actually think it rides better than my Road Glide, especially with the preload and the rear shock. These front forks just are massive, and the tires are massive. It rides really nice. I can see why people try to make these into grand touring motorcycles with bags and a plastic or a simple fairing on the front. Not a fairing, but a windshield on the front of it that goes on rather quickly. It is, the ride is superb on it. Quite excellent. I'm losing the sun. Marauders, and by the way, when I'm on the bike, what do I feel like? I feel like what goes through my mind, again, it is the coolest motorcycle there is. With these fat tires, I'm sorry, it's a Harley Davidson for one. That puts it above the competition. It's a Harley Davidson. Number 2, it's Fat Boy was in the motorcycle movie ever, Terminator 2, T2. And when you get on this bike, I feel badass. I flat out feel badass, and I'm not a badass, but this makes me escape and feel like I'm a badass. It really does. It is just, it's a thrill. It's a thrill. Now the brakes are improving on the bike the more I ride it. And I will tell you, they're actually improving almost to the point where I think they're as good as my Brembros on my CVO Road Glide. The front brake is grabbing, they're braking in. I've been using the rear brake. I'm very happy with it. They're working very well. I am going to, I'm missing all sorts of turnoff. Marauders, I think I'm going to end this first impression ride because the sun's going down. I'm going to tuck my camera in. I'm going to pull into this gas station, tuck my camera in, the 360 camera in, shut off my main camera, and I'm going to finish up the last half hour of my ride on my own. Another first impression before I sign off. The seat is, you do feel some heat. My butt, compared to my Road Glide or other bikes, is closer to that rear cylinder. Even though it shuts off when you're below a certain RPM, it does shut off, and it is oil cool. It does have oil going in the head. You feel the heat. It's probably a 75-80 degree day today, but I do feel the heat. Alright, Marauders, I'm going to hit the horn, sync the video. I'm going to reel this in. Okay, that's it. I want to enjoy my ride. Thanks guys, hope you consider subscribing to my channel. You'll see some more content on the Gray Ghost. But first ride is, I'm in love guys. I'm in love. See you on future videos.